The Singapore government has just announced that the retirement age will be increased from 63 to 64 years old. And I thought that that's a damn good news for everybody. Guess what? No. Okay. A lot of people were very angry with this news. I was wondering why. So let's find out the reason. In Parliament, there was an announcement that Singapore retirement age will go up to 64 years old in 2026, and the re-employment age will rise to 69 years old. That's a 1-year jump upwards. And I thought that was a wonderful thing that the Singapore government has done for all its citizens. And guess what? When I went into the Telegram channel and the social media, particularly Facebook of Mothership and Straits Times, I saw that this news was terribly received. In particular, let's start with Telegram. So in the Straits Times, you see so many thumbs down versus a ratio of less than 10% thumbs up. On the other page, on the Mothership in Telegram, there were 1,600 thumbs down with clown faces and anger and things like that. And there's only 96 thumbs up. So what is causing all this angst, right? I thought maybe in Telegram is very skewed towards one group of people. They are very expressive, okay? But when I went to the comment section on Facebook, the comments were also not very nice. I would call it not very forgiving, right? These were some of the comments, and I'll just read some to you, okay? Basically, just proving that we're going to work until we die in Singapore. Bro, might as well call the working class slaves from now on. Slaves don't even need to work until they're old back then, right? Waiting for a hit 80 years old. Wish to work and have to work, that's a hell lot of difference, right? Basically, if you can read for yourself some of these comments, very angry that Singaporeans have to work till we die. That's essentially the main angst behind all this anger. By increasing the retirement age to 64 years old and the re-employment age to 69 years old, everybody felt that Singapore is moving towards a regime that you have to work until you die and you cannot enjoy retirement. That's very unusual, a perception of this news, right? And again, right, this is probably a problem of communication towards this very new policy. Let's break down the pros and cons, shall we? And I wish to address the huge misconception that people have about this new rule. The pros of this new policy of increasing the retirement age from 63 to 64 years old and the re-employment age from 68 to 69 years old is basically to address the point that many people still have to work even after they officially retire because they didn't save enough for retirement. And increasing the retirement age will force your company to employ you so that you can continue, okay? And for those people who really have an issue that, I have to work until I die, well, guess what? You just quit. You just quit. If you don't want to work anymore, you just retire. I mean, so-called, just quit and officially declare retire. So if you want to retire at 55 years old, at 50 years old, at 60 years old, nobody's stopping you. You can do that, right? So by increasing the retirement age merely gives you the option of retiring later. The company cannot say, you reach a certain age, I can officially let you go without any legal repercussion. So in fact, what you didn't know is that the re-employment or law actually stipulate that the company has to offer you an option to extend your work all the way to 69 years old. Isn't that something that you'll be looking forward to? Is to have this option. If you don't want this option, simple, just quit, and retire. Nobody is stopping you. Well, the pros of this new policy of increasing the retirement age from 63 to 64 years old and the re-employment age from 68 to 69 years old is as follows. Basically, because a lot of people cannot afford to retire, maybe they didn't save enough. So this gives people an option to extend their work, even beyond the old retirement age. And by stipulating this as a law that your retirement age is now 64 instead of 63, the company cannot ask you to leave. The company has to hire you all the way to 64 years old. And in fact, after that, they have to offer you the option to re-employ all the way to 69 years old. That should be great, right? That's an option for you. And for those people who KB, that, now I have to work until I die. Well, if you don't want to work, just don't work. What's the issue, right? You just quit and just declare that you want to retire, okay? So this law actually provides you a better option of extending your working life. So it's not to work you to death, but is to give you the option that if you have to work, okay, if you have to work, the company cannot stop you now all the way until 69 years old, okay? So this is a protective law and not a law that work you to death. There's a huge misconception here that I'm trying to address. Well, there is bad thing about this law. And to be frank, I asked so many people, and finally extracted out 3 reasons why this retirement age increasing can be a bad thing, okay? Some of us in work faces a very a lousy boss. Too bad, right? With the increase in the retirement age and the increase in re-employment age, your boss is going to stick along longer, okay? If you don't like your boss, he's going to be there longer, so you might as well, suck it up and just accept it. Or you could feel that if your boss is going to stay a lot longer, then your career progression could be stifled, because if he don't go, then you cannot go up. There is a real cons of this law, and I can understand that, okay? That's a very micro thing, you can always move to another company or things like that, right? Anyway, a reason why this could be a bad thing is that there is now a social pressure if you don't work, all the way to a old age of 64 or even 69 years old. Now, it's like a marathon, right? If the official finishing line is at 42 kilometers, if you ran a marathon, you could stop at the halfway mark or three-quarter mark, right? But no face, right? You have to run all the way. So if you run three-quarter and you drop out, people say, loser, the kind of thing, right? So I think the increase in the retirement age now forces people to work older and then retire, so because of a social pressure, not because they can't, right? They can quit anytime, no repercussion. But because now that the bar is raised higher, they are forced to conform to social norm, to work longer. And that's why they say that, I'm now being pressured socially to work longer till I die kind of feeling, right? So this is more a social pressure that comes from a good policy, right? So I think this part needs a lot of public education to tell people that actually, if you really want to quit, just quit. No shame, no shame. Pick another job or something like that. There's no shame in quitting early. I think really, the fact that I see so many thumbs down, angry faces, it now boils down to a real big issue is that most people, especially in the later years, are in jobs that they don't like. And that's why they all want to retire early and live the life that they want and enjoy life. And as a result, this is what I call change of retirement goalposts is very frustrating to them. They don't like their work, but because of social pressure, because of financial pressure, they have to go on, right? So they basically get very angry when policies like that come out. This shouldn't be the case. I think people should actually put the priority in what we call job satisfaction, in to pursue jobs that you like, that you are passionate about. And money is important, but money should come second. In fact, if you work in jobs that you like and you are passionate about, you generally develop a good skill, and most of the time the money will come in. I think this is also a problem that many Singaporeans have put too much on pragmatism and give up precious years of their life pursuing a career that they are passionate about. This is where I want to encourage people to work because you like to, not because you have to. And that involves at an early age, picking a job that you like. Once you pick a job that you like, you'll be passionate about it, you'll develop skills about it, and you got time to evolve and make profitable returns from jobs like this. Actually, to me, there's one big fear, which I think is a real fear, and some people in social media actually wrote about it. The real fear is that with the increase in retirement age and the re-employment age, there could be a signal that policy changes could happen to the CPF and SRS withdrawal age. Now, if this were to happen, then there will be a huge uproar in Singapore, right? I thought that the change in CPF SA interest rate is unlikely, but it does happen. So I can understand why people now have this fear that the increase in re-employment age and retirement age could now signal that there could be possible changes to CPF, SRS, and CPF age. I understand the fear. I personally feel is very, very unlikely, not impossible, but it's just very, very unlikely. But this is a valid fear. So in conclusion, the increase in retirement age is doing more good to you than do bad. We should welcome it. This gives us option, right? This is not coercing you to work longer, but give you the option to work longer. The general negative feedback that I see goes to show right now, number one, people don't understand how this law works. And that's why I encourage more communication to be done. I'm happy to do my part to help to communicate this policy change. But I think the relevant authorities and agency need to step up the engagement with the people to explain how this thing works as well. But I think the bigger issue is that, very few people actually are in work that they enjoy in their later years, and how they are very looking forward towards retirement. And I think finding happiness and joy and passion in what you do should be your priority. And the real risk or the real fear that people have increasing, CPF retirement age and SRS are valid fears, but I think the chance of that happening is very, very unlikely. So with this, I hope that I've clarified some of these concerns. Okay, so don't be angry, don't be unhappy. Look at this thing carefully and actually realize that this thing is actually good for you. With this, thank you. Remember, hit a like and subscribe, and join our Telegram channel where we have got 30,000 people to help you understand some of these finance related matters. And we look forward to see you again in a day or two. Bye-bye.